Welcome to Wednesday. We got a new lesson for you. So, we've been focusing this week on really kind of establishing ourselves as readers at our new temporary school. Take a minute and think about what you did yesterday. We were thinking about how we engage in real reading. How did that go? What did you notice on your chart? Were there a lot of things that were distracting you that you maybe didn't think about until we asked you to? Were there a lot of things you didn't even realize were helping you, but you noticed, oh, you know what? I sat in my chair in my kitchen yesterday and I really didn't like that. Today I'm going to try reading on the carpet in the living room and see if that helps me. What are some things you're noticing about yourself as a reader now? That's really what we're trying to get to the root of this week. Figuring out what our reading lives at home mean so that we can still be successful in getting this work done until we see each other again. So, as we move forward and think about that work, we're going to talk about next steps and what we can continue to do to improve our reading life and build that stamina at our new temporary school. So today we're going to talk about how we can be successful by logging our reading and analyzing that. These are some things that we've done in class before, and we're going to talk about how we can do that at home and how we can share that information today. So, when we think about ways to log our reading, we know that we've been working with reading logs all year. And a lot of us have actually been using reading logs to set our goals. So there's a lot of different things that can go into a reading log. You have, where did you read? You have, what did you read? Sometimes we put down the author of the story. We have how long you read, the page numbers you've read, the genre. All of these things have been included on our reading log chart. Take a minute to yourself and think, or maybe even jot down on a piece of paper if you need that tool to kind of help you remember what we're talking about now. Why are those things so important? We're going to take a little Dora the Explorer pause here. Why is it so important to log these different things on our reading logs as we read? Yeah, those all sound great. It's important to log these things so we can track our stamina and if we're really reading. It helps us understand, are we learning and growing as readers, or are there things we need to work on to continue improving our reading? So I'm going to talk to you today about some of those things that you can do with a reading log and why it's so important to not only log your reading, but analyze that reading to help yourself as a reader. So when we think about logging our reading and analyzing our reading, there's a few different components we want to think of if we want to track our real reading. So we're going to be successful today when we do this. What are you reading? Thinking back to yesterday, what did you read? Did you read something that you kind of always read? Is it the same genre that you typically select? Are you noticing now, I picked this genre an awful lot. Maybe I need to branch out and do something. If I'm being totally honest with a lot of you, that's something you need to start doing. Try new things, read a different genre, see if there's anything out there that you haven't explored yet that you enjoy. Then when we think about logging and analyzing our reading logs, another thing that we want to think about is when we're reading. When are we getting these things done? What is the time period that we're getting this reading done in? That's a huge impact on our stamina. How many pages are we getting done in that time period? We really want to focus on those things to track and use those numbers to actually see, am I improving? Am I building this stamina? The last thing we want to think about is, what is my level? So when I say what is my level, I don't mean your reading level, not when you read with me and I tell you you're an R or an S or whatever letter. It's, how is this book fitting for you right now? Is it just right, too easy, or too hard? So you want to kind of acknowledge those things too, so you can make sure that you're picking books that are kind of in the same category. So you're not always picking something that's going to make you feel frustrated and it's too challenging to track. So when we think about all of these things, we track a lot of this on our own reading logs, right? So when we think back to all the things we've been doing earlier this year and even into third grade and second grade when you're looking at your reading log, all those categories are covered on the reading log. As we focus on being in this temporary school and building stamina, we have to think about, okay, well, how can we track our reading now? Ms. Crenshaw can't see my reading log. So that is where our digital reading log is going to come into play today. So You'll notice in some of your directions today and in some of your steps after watching this video, you're going to have another video to watch. And that is from a 4th grade teacher at Wilson. Her name is Mrs. Kargas. She is going to be walking you through the digital reading log that is also linked in your Google Classroom as a copy just for you. She's going to explain to you what some of those categories are again and how to fill out that reading log. That's something that you're going to turn in at the end of the week when we're all done with this week of distance learning to share with me and show me some of the work you've been doing. So you need to make sure that you're tracking your reading along the way throughout the week, but you also need to pause and reflect, okay? Are you reading a lot of the same thing, or are you ready to branch out? Are you willing to branch out and try something new? Another thing that's really important, what is your level? A lot of you guys have a habit of picking books that are too easy. Weird But Trues are fun, but is that what you as a 4th grader should be reading to make yourself a stronger reader? As fun as it is, I'm sorry, the answer is no, okay? So you need to kind of track that and figure out what do you need to do to start pushing yourself more as a reader. And anything you read this week, put in that digital reading log. I will be checking that. So when this is done, like I said, you're going to go to Mrs. Kargas' video and she's going to walk you through it. Now, she's been making a lot of other videos, but I wanted to make sure that I remade them just for you guys because I know there's certain things that other teachers talk about with their kids that we do a little bit differently. So I've been remaking all the videos she's been making for you. So she's going to start off by saying, hello again, it's me. And you're probably going to think to yourself, I've never seen you before in my life. That's because this is coming after other videos she's made. But she does a really awesome job at explaining it to you. So that's your next step. You're going to continue on reading long and strong for 40 minutes today. But now we're going to start taking some data on that and analyzing that in our digital reading log. So go out and head on over that next video before you get started, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.